Audrey, can you turn the fan off now? Hello bedheads. Okay, so I have sort of a weird video for you all today because it's kind of a clip from Friday's video. So if you haven't seen that, go watch that. But it's a clip that I deleted and thought, oh, I'll save it for something else. Like I'll just repeat what I said. But I do like what I said because it's kind of answering a question that I get asked a ton. But my video on Friday was like 13 minutes long, I think, already. So I just decided to delete it. But now I want you guys to see it, kind of a thing. This is like I wasn't supposed to film today face and hair and background. Okay, let's jump into the video. I get so many questions on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, about living in a big city. Is it worth it? The money and the struggle and everything that a big city comes with, is it worth it living there? Like, should I take the chance, or should I pick up and move, or should I spend the money on the city? And my answer is you have to make your own pros and cons list. If family is everything to you and you don't really care about your career and you just want to be like a stay-at-home mom and be financially stable and that's like your goal in life, stay in a small town because that's your best shot of getting that. Or if you just want to be a quaint little like school teacher, that's the life that you want, then stay in a small town because it's definitely easier, it's cheaper, you'll be more like financially stable in a small town. Simple things like running to the grocery store is just easier. But if you are wanting to like chase after your career and like really go for it and you want the best education possible, then a big city is probably for you. And if you aren't close to your family and your friends live in New York City and you really care about being by your friends, then yeah, move to New York City. Like I said, it's just totally an opinion and a lifestyle thing. Like, what kind of life do you want? I don't know. Some people love living in Alaska. Other people would hate living in Alaska. Some people love living in Hawaii. Other people would be miserable in Hawaii because they don't like the beach, aka my dad. So you just have to make up your own decision. I can't like tell you, yes, you need to move to New York City. I can just tell you my own experience of living here and my pros and cons, just to get you guys thinking about maybe your pros and cons. And also, if you're young and you have nothing to lose besides money and time, move to New York City, see how you like it. If you hate it, move back home. Get a like Airbnb here for 3 weeks and live here for a month or something. And if you hate it, move back home. If you love it, get a year-long lease, or you can do like a 6-month lease and do a little trial and error kind of a thing. But I just don't want people to not move to New York because it just seems scary and that's their only reason of like, I don't know how I would do it, or I don't know how to get there. Because if you really want to move here and you just want the experience, then I would say go for it for sure. Just make sure your cons are like appropriate and like valid reasons not to move or not to take the chance. Because if they are, then you don't want to move here and like waste your time. But if they are stupid cons, like I'm scared and I don't know how I would do it and it wouldn't be the easiest thing in the world, those aren't valid cons. Scratch that or erase that off of your list because they need to be like actual reasons. And if your pro is New York City looks awesome in the movies, or celebrities live in New York, I want to live by celebrities, also take that off your list. So just think of like your day-to-day normal regular life of like going to work, transportation, going out, what kind of people you're going to be surrounded with, those kinds of things. Like, don't romanticize it, but also don't make it this big scary thing, if that makes sense. I don't know if I ever make sense, but I'm just trying to help you guys out, I guess, because I know how hard the decision was for me and how difficult the moving process was for me and how scared I was and how I had no reason to be scared looking back now. I just want to help you guys out from my own experience so you guys don't have to make the same mistakes that I do. If I can help you in any way possible, I want to. Alright guys, so that is it. I hope this was helpful. I know it's like not that great of a video, but I did just want to address that question and give you guys some encouragement and let you know that you're not signing your life away to New York. If you decide you want to move to New York, you can live here for a week, you can live here for 5 years, you can live here for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter. I feel like when I was moving here, I put so much pressure on myself and was like, I can't come back home because that would mean that I failed. Wherever you are, especially in the States, it's just one flight away, you know? You can fly back to your hometown and say, you know what, I tried New York and I didn't like it, and there's no shame in that. I think it's stupid for people to think that that would mean failure because you took the chance that most people would never even think to take, or you took chances that most people aren't brave enough to take. And if you move to New York, or if you move to California, if you move anywhere out of your comfort zone, that just shows, you know, your maturity and your confidence, and it also just helps you grow so much as a person. Even if you just move somewhere for a few months, 3 months, or if you study abroad, you're just gonna gain so much perspective and have such a different outlook and see life through a different lens, especially for people who have only lived in one state their entire life or in one area their entire life. It just helps you see what's out there, and you can either see what's out there and absolutely love it and never go back home, or you can see what's out there and say, you know what, that was an amazing year of my life, or that was an amazing 3 months, but I'm ready to go back home, and I'm glad I went ahead and went and conquered my fear of leaving, and now I know, and now I have no regrets, and now I won't look back in 20, 30 years and say I should have just gone and should have just tried it. Because you'll always wonder if you feel like you're supposed to move somewhere new, or if you just really have that desire to. I think that you'll always look back and wish you would have gone, and if you don't, you'll think, you know, what are the possibilities that could have happened? And if you do go and you hate it and you move back home, you can check it off your list and you won't have to think about it again, and you just know, okay, that city wasn't for me. Or it even just makes you appreciate your hometown even more. If you are from a small town and you move to a big city, you can say, you know what, I do love the small living and small lifestyle and the simplicity of a small town. Or you can say, you know what, I loved growing up in a small town, or I hated growing up in a small town, and I'm gonna live the rest of my life in a big city, and you'll know, and you won't have to spend decades being like, I wish. But yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of like practicality things of like saving money and all of that kind of stuff, all of the tedious things that actually get you to move. Watch all of my other videos as well, because I've talked a lot about, you know, how to save up for moving here, or how much money I came to New York with, because I was really stuck also on the financial side of it. Like, am I literally going to be homeless by the end of 2 weeks of living in New York City? How expensive is it really? Because I'd never lived here or lived anywhere else but Oklahoma, so I had absolutely no idea. Like I kind of said in that clip, I don't want anyone not moving to New York just because it's scary and that's their one thing stopping them, or because it just seems complicated. So yeah, make your own pros and cons list if you're thinking about it, or not even for New York, for somewhere else, or for London. But anyways, I have a playlist called New York City Experience, so I will have that playlist linked in the description box down below, and I'll also have that playlist at the end of this video along with the part 1 of this video. Enough rambling, and I will see you all tomorrow, Tuesday, for another video. Bye, bedheads. Love you lots.